I was enjoying it, but I was playing the game Hogwarts Legacy. Kind of disappointed our buddy Blitzkrieg isn't on this one with us.
Ooh.
Yeah, I mean, it's an interesting to talk about this game because I don't know if you've seen, but it's been getting very high reviews. It's been getting a lot of praise. Critics are very high on it. And I will say, first off, if you're like a Harry Potter nerd and you love Harry Potter, this game does an incredible job of replicating Hogwarts, the world of Harry Potter. It, it like it has almost every location within the school that you can imagine, which is like really cool. The combat's fantastic. I guess Phoenix, I remember talking a long time ago with Phoenix about the game Witcher 3, which you never started because you said you were, what did you say? You said you were overwhelmed by how large you thought the game was going to be?
Yeah, like I knew it was gonna be like a big game with a lot of new systems, and I don't know. It always felt kind of overwhelming at the offset, and didn't really want to jump in. Granted, then I jumped into other overwhelming games because I'm an idiot. But beyond that,
well, I'll be honest. I think this game gave me that feeling. I feel like this game, for me at least, this is probably my one grand point. Just the reason why I stopped playing is because I think even though the game's amazing, like the world itself is amazing. They did a great job with combat, with open world, the locations. But my problem with this game comes in when we start talking about the side missions and and everything. The main mission is interesting and intriguing. There's a lot. It's really cool that I wanted to further delve deeper into. But the problem I ran into with this game is that for me, a lot of the side missions and side stuff that's going on is kind of dull, I found. And I found myself to be quite bored by many things. And unfortunately, it's a game that's kind of level gated. So if you're not going out of your way to do side stuff and to discover and go and like do everything, you can't further progress in order to reach the main quest line, which Witcher did something similar of that. So like for me, it's almost the exact opposite of Witcher, where with The Witcher, the main quest line to me wasn't so interesting. The main thing that was interesting was everything going on side quest oriented with The Witcher. All the most fun stuff was all the stuff that was out of the way, whereas with this game, I feel like the main quest line is a little bit more interesting, but I felt like a lot of the side stuff wasn't as interesting, and it could be because like a lot of it, a large portion of it has to do with missions and stuff that take place within the school, and because it's a school and it has students, like they can only take things so far. You know what I mean? Whereas with The Witcher, man, they got like weird and wacky with a lot of the side quests. I'm just kind of giving my reasoning as to why I kind of fell off. Like I reached a time gate or a level gate where I had to go out of my way to do things like create potions in order to reach the next level, and by then I was just like kind of bored. Like there's a lot to do in this game. You have there's like beasts taming. There's all sorts of, you can go into creating potions. You get like your own mixed mystical room within Hogwarts where you can like create your own living space and like keep your items, and the game is fantastically huge. There's customization and like all sorts of things to do, but
do you think if you're like just a big Harry Potter fan though, like if you live for this wizarding world stuff, like do you think a fan like that would find it as tedious as you? Because I would imagine like
maybe
those
not.
type of fans who are playing the game are probably going to enjoy that kind of tedium. Almost treat this more like a Harry Potter sim, probably more than anything else.
I wonder if they would like it more than me. Like I'm a huge Harry Potter fan, that's why I wanted to play it, but I don't know, for some reason like
I know we've talked about it. Like I know you're a Harry Potter fan. I'm a Harry Potter fan, but I like it for the Harry Potter
world
story,
yeah,
right?
That plot.
Well, no, I mean like the narrative from the Harry Potter
That's
movies and books and etc. That's what always kind of brought me back. Not that the world isn't interesting, and I mean that's definitely its own character and whatnot. But when you extract the Harry Potter and the Voldemort and the Dumbledore and all that kind of stuff out of it, what's left, at least to me, is less interesting. Like I don't really care about learning about all these other new characters. Maybe that's just me just being kind of I don't know, stuck in that one narrative, and that's all I kind of care about. But I had that issue too watching like the spin-off movies. Like they were in the same type of world, and I just didn't care. And maybe it was just those stories in general, but I kind of have that feel looking at this. Like the world looks cool, and I definitely appreciate like the Harry Potter world. Like we go to Universal regularly enough, and I love that portion of Universal, right? The whole Harry Potter Wizarding World stuff. Like that's probably some of the coolest part there, where you can go and kind of hang out in that environment. But on the game side of things, like I would be expecting some of that Harry Potter narrative, and I feel like I would probably be let down with this. But a true Harry Potter quote unquote fan who loves like the world and all the stuff associated with it, they'd probably get a lot more out of this, is what I'm thinking.
Yeah. The game is, like you're saying, the game is definitely more about the world itself rather than like the main plot line. Like even though I was intrigued, I guess for me, I wasn't intrigued enough to continue on, if that makes any sense. I don't know. It sucks that
I feel like I've heard the main campaign's a little middling. Like most of what I've seen on the critics, I've agreed with what you've said. Like combat's pretty fun, the world looks good, etc., but the narrative is kind of weak. So if you aren't here, if you're looking for a narrative and all you're left with is just the environmental stuff, yeah, it sounds like you might be, left wanting a little bit.
Yeah. I mean, again, when it comes to combat, the combat is amazing. Like there's the way you can combine all of the different abilities and stuff, it's really great. Like it's almost too good in my opinion for this game. I don't know why. Like the combat is amazing, customization is amazing. There's like it's so weird. It's so weird for me to say that like so much of it was good, but that I still got bored by it. I don't know. Like
see, a lot of the critics I read, I mean they said the combat was good or adequate. I didn't hear many.
The combat
I didn't hear many say that it was amazing. That's probably the highest praise I've heard about the combat in particular. So I just find that interesting that you took such a big liking to it, but the gameplay still didn't carry you through.
Yeah, I don't know. Even the combat almost, in my opinion, almost feels a little out of place for this game. I don't know why. Like you could use so many. Like you have Levioso, and you have Leviosa, whatever. You have so many that like I don't know. Like I almost felt like bombarded by this game with how much there was to do. I don't know. It's weird. It's like one of the first times I can ever say that like I played a game and got bored because it gave me too many options. I don't know.
To be fair, I've been there too. Because you do just get overwhelmed with games sometimes if there's not something kind of pulling you through to kind of help you get past some of those lulls, however you want to look at it. Yeah, I mean, I kind of felt that way about Persona 4. Like, there were several things that had pulled me out of that, and it had a good narrative. I think for one, I felt a little overwhelmed by it. I think I felt a little let down by some of the mechanics too. But yeah, just you get to a point where you're like, this is a really good game. You know it's a good game, but there's not that thing kind of pulling you through for whatever reason. It kind of feels like a similar thing kind of happened to you here.
Yeah, and I totally don't want to like tell people not to play it because like I could certainly see someone playing this game and having the total opposite effect where they like love it and it's like game of the year. Like I think this is going to be game of the year for some people. Like it's a fantastic, like in terms of quality, polish, mechanics. It's a perfectly operating game. It's just I don't know, something about it. The side quests for me were just not super interesting. I don't know, something about it. Part of me is kind of feels bad I couldn't, but what are you gonna do? I also think
you should feel bad, Chaz.
I should.
You just like dropping all these amazing games. Couldn't finish Elden Ring. Can't finish Hogwarts. Man,
that's two examples over 2 years so far.
I'll find another. You just wait.
I didn't finish Pentiment. I felt bad about
it. And that's like a game of the year.
No, it's not.
It got perfect 10.
Did it really?
Yeah.
My bad, Pentiment.
There goes your sponsorship.
I'm trying to think of anything else I have to say. I mean, overall, I definitely recommend anyone else to play the game. I'd be very curious down in the comments. I'd love to see if you guys loved the game and thought it was amazing. See, I feel bad saying that because I do think it was amazing. I don't know. Maybe the main plot line or I don't know. There was too much to do. Yeah.
I mean, I think I understand where you're coming from. I think because whenever you have a property that is so branded like that, like
Mm-hmm.
it's going to be divisive against those who either love the property or don't, and I think that's going to really impact your enjoyment on the game too. Like there would be those who are huge Potter fans, look past glaring issues that they might have about other portions of the game, and still be game of the year just because they love Harry Potter. Then you have people on the other spectrum that hate Harry Potter, maybe for a controversial reason or not, but they're gonna, snuff the game because of that. And it sounds like you're somewhere just kind of in the middle on it. So,
Well, I didn't stop playing it because it was bad. That's my thing. I want to get that across. I did not stop playing because I thought it was bad. I stopped playing because I don't know. I didn't feel motivated to keep going through, or I felt like I played the game for like 15 hours, so I definitely feel like I experienced a crap ton of the game. I definitely got my fill of it. Maybe this is a game down the line I'll come back to. I don't know. I feel like I plus like I wanted to play Atomic Heart, so maybe that game was kind of pulling me away from it. But hopefully we can get Blitzkrieg on next week. I'd love to hear what he thinks, because I think you guys made it sound as though he likes it a lot more than me.
I had like 2 texts with him, and he acted like he was enjoying it. So, but who knows? Who knows? We'll find out.
No. I would have, like, I guess if I were to grade it, I'd give it like a 7. Like, I think it's like really good. I just like, I don't know. I got my fill of it. People are gonna hate me. Someone in the comments gonna be like, "This is the game of the year. How dare you? I know where you live."
They probably do by now. We're not very secretive in our chats.
I know.
We dox ourselves and don't even realize it.
All right, guys. Well, that was all I had to say about Hogwarts. Like, I feel bad that I don't have more to say because it was such like a popular and polarizing game. Like, there was a lot of like. It's so funny to me when a game has this much like dialogue and so much like it's so polarizing, and then it comes out and I'm just like, it's okay. It was good. You know what I mean?
Well,
like,
it doesn't sound like you took a stance on any other controversial reasons why it was polarizing. So if you're just playing the game at face value for what it is, and you have your take on it. So it sounds like a little middling to you. You like the mechanics, but the narrative or whatnot didn't pull you through. So that's fair.
Yeah, I mean, the polarizing aspect for me was just like, I feel like we've had this chat before, but like I understand why people have their stances. I feel bad for the developers who like have no part in that, and I feel bad for like avoiding their game just because when like the person everyone dislikes has no part in the development of this game. I don't know.
Oh, that's a very loaded topic, because then you have those going to argue, well, they are signed on to a company, knowing exactly what they're making. Why don't they take their talents elsewhere? Now, then you could argue it's not easy to find a job, and I'm sure several of us can attribute to that. So I don't know. That's a big debate. Not one.
I don't want to go deep into it.
I know we want to get into.
I just wanted to at least say that, like, yeah, I don't know. It is tricky deciding whether should I support, should I not support. I can understand the whole idea of like wanting to speak with your money. I don't know.
And I think that's very valid, because especially when you're coming from like a belief system, whether you agree or not, I'm not going down that, but when you pay for something, you buy something, that money is going to fund XYZ person who is, the creator or supporting of that product. So you do support them one way or the other. Now you could argue that they're going to get supported one way or the other, but that's kind of a cop-out in some ways. So I'm not going to begrudge anybody who is willing to try to speak with their wallets on this one. Not that I'm saying I agree or disagree, but I get it. So.
Yep, that's where I'm at. But yeah, so hopefully we can get Blitzkrieg on next week and get his viewpoint on it.